Thank you for tuning in to Nosing Around with Megan and Tony. I'm your host, Megan.
And I'm Tony.
How are you today?
I'm great.
We are at the Animal Protective Services. We are in the cat room right now.
Right.
We are going around Brunswick County and focusing on our fur babies.
That's right. Fur kids is the topic for the show today. We're going to be here first to talk to Animal Protective Services Lieutenant Tolly about all the things that you can do here as far as not only adopting pets, but volunteering and the other many things that they do here for the county. Then from here, we're going to go down to Ocean Isle Beach and meet with the Ocean Isle Veterinary Hospital folks, talk a little bit about some things there that they do, and also talk about flea and tick season, which we're right upon right now.
Absolutely.
Then we're going to wind it up back in supply at Greenwood Pet Camp with Susan Colby and her family-run business, been there for 35 years, talk about all the services they offer. So you're going to go from one perspective to the other, from getting your pet to where you can take your pet for health needs to where you can take your pet when you need to go out of town.
Covering all our pet services.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting ready to bond with the cats. Are you ready to go look at all the pets they have here?
I'm ready to go.
Let's go. We'd like to welcome our first guest on the show today, Lieutenant Tolly. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you for having us.
We are at the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office Animal Protection Services, and this is Denny here with us today, and he is up for adoption. So he is a cutie pie and so sweet. So tell us a little bit about APS.
Absolutely. Well, the Sheriff's Office took over control and care of the shelter in July 2012.
Okay.
And since then, we've really focused on making it more of an adoption center versus just animal control and rabies control. Our focus is to find as many animals good homes as we can. And we've done a really good job with that by using the community's volunteer. We have a very large volunteer base, which we couldn't do without.
One of the things, too, about that volunteer base, Lieutenant Tolly, is I've been through the program out here. It's a short orientation program that you come out, I think it's on a Saturday. That's posted on your website. You do about a 2-hour class, is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you just go to brunswicksheriff.com and go to the Animal Protective Services page, and there's a volunteer application, and then our volunteer coordinator will respond back to you and let you know the next upcoming orientation. And the main thing is just to come out and help with the enrichment of the animals. As you see, is like our play yard here. It's just, we want to teach these animals how to be better pets. They're all great animals, but some just have failed at being a good pet. So we really want to work with them and teach them to be a better pet.
And that's not always the animal's fault either.
Not always the animal's fault, not always.
So tell us the process of when a dog or a cat comes into the shelter. Tell us the
Yes, ma'am. Well, once an animal comes in, North Carolina law requires we hold every animal for 72 hours. Well, we go 2 days above and beyond that. Every animal's held for at least 5 days. And after 5 days, it becomes the property of Brunswick County. And at that point, we determine which path we want to take with this animal. Is it adoptable? And if it is adoptable, does it come to Adoption Road? Do we reach out to a breed-specific rescue or a local rescue group? Or does it just need more training before it comes up to Adoption Road? Unfortunately, not all the animals make it. We are inundated with stray animals and unhomed animals. We take in approximately 5,500 to 6,000 animals a year. And this year, we're hoping to hit 50% adoption rate, which is well above the average that it has been in the past. So with the county's help and the community's help, we can do that. We can do better than that. You know, we want to get it to 0, but we definitely need the help of the community.
About how many adoptions did you do in 2014, Lieutenant?
Well, in 2014, we did just over 2,900 live releases, and that's a return to owner, adoption, and releasing wildlife back into the wild.
Wow.
So you do deal with wildlife?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. If it's a rabies issue, we do deal with wildlife. If it's just a encounter with wildlife, the North Carolina wildlife officers will handle that.
What else do you have here right now other than cats and dogs? I know we looked at them earlier.
Absolutely. We take in your domestic animals, obviously cats and dogs, ferrets, we get bunnies, we get birds. As you see behind us, the stables, we have a horse over there now.
Okay.
We've had 190 chickens and ducks and quails in there at one time. We get goats. We're prepared every day to whatever shows up. And that's the thing about your county shelter. Whatever comes to the front door, we take. We don't have the option of saying we're full or we can't take it. If it's from Brunswick County, we're here to serve our community and the animals of our community. So we're here for them. So if you feel yourself getting overwhelmed or you see stray animals in your neighborhood, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you.
Let me ask you this now, the animal adoption process, I know you guys use social media a lot, Facebook, and that page is, what is that page called?
Well, one of the biggest things we've done to increase adoption here was Sheriff Ingram's plan when we took over was to get the community more involved. And our Facebook page, which is Brunswick Sheriff's Animal Adoption Page, has been one of our biggest assets to increasing adoptions. We have a photographer that shows the animal in a much better light versus behind the fence or in the cage. They show them, you know, almost glamour shots.
Exactly.
And it's giving that animal a better chance of survival, and that's our main goal.
So, Lieutenant Tolley, if these folks see these animals on Facebook page or they get in the notion that they're wanting to adopt an animal, what is the process? They need to come out here to this location and supply and meet with folks to find a dog?
Right. If they see something on Facebook or our website, we just encourage them to come out and spend some time with that animal. Even though you fell in love with that picture, come and see if it is the animal for your family. We have animal care specialists that are here that are glad to help you and answer any questions that you may have about a certain breed or a certain dog. So some people fall in love with these pictures and they want to buy it from the picture, but you want to come meet this animal first and see if it's a good match for your family. This puppy, everybody's not ready for puppy life. Puppy life consists of cleaning a lot of spots off carpet, chewed up shoes. They're looking for the squeaker inside of the high heel shoes. So you got to be ready for that animal. We have from puppy to adult.
Right.
So come and let our specialists help you find what you're looking for.
And also, you have a adoption outreach trailer also that travels around Brunswick County. Is that right? Tell us a little bit about where they go and where people can go and visit these animals as well.
Absolutely. And again, social media, our Facebook page lists our adoption events completely for the month, every month. And it is an adoption outreach trailer. If some people are not going to come to the shelter. Right. So if they're not coming to the shelter, we're taking these animals out to find their owners. So we go from the north end of the county to the south end of the county and everywhere in between. We stop at pet stores, vet offices, all over the county. And we generally take about 4 dogs and 2 cats to each event. And it's the same animals that are on Adoption Row, but it's just giving them a little bit more view in the county and more opportunity.
Okay.
And that's, you said you got cats too, so if somebody wants to adopt a cat, but what about the other animals that you bring in? You were talking about all these odd domestic animals, from horses to chickens to ducks to rabbits. Do you look for places to place them to, or how do you handle those? Sometimes we have to reach out to rescue for those specific. Generally, some of those animals that we get in here have issues and have problems or need a little bit more care. So we reach out. There's an equine rescue, there's a waterfowl rescue, there's all types of rescues, and we can reach out to them for their expertise. And sometimes we'll send those animals to them and let them find the proper homes for them. So tell us a little bit about how they can get in touch with you guys. I know there's several different ways that they can get in touch with you guys. We talked about the Facebook page. The location here is, what's the address here? Sure. Our physical address is 429 Green Swamp Road, which is Highway 211, right across from Lockwood Folly Ballpark. You can't miss us. We're 1 mile from 17. Our phone number is 910-754-8204. And then, of course, our Facebook page, Brunswick Sheriff's Animal Adoption Page. And then you can always go to brunswicksheriff.com and get all that information.
Right. And one last question. Are there fees to adopt these animals?
There are. on the dogs, anything over 6 months is $65. That includes the physical exam, the spay or neuter, the age-appropriate shots, the first month frontline, and then you also have an option to get the dog microchipped when you do take it to get it get it fixed. That's an additional fee. And then anything under 6 months is $46, and that just doesn't include the heartworm test. The dogs over 6 months do get a heartworm test as well. Now the cats, they're $15.
Wow.
And that fee was reduced by Sheriff Ingram due to the amount of cats that we were not being able to find homes. The sheriff was very instrumental in helping this adoption rate exceed, and that is our main goal. So that fee has been supplemented through other funds. And that has helped increase the cat adoptions as well. So for $15, you get a cat that is spayed or neutered. You get a cat that is up to date on his vaccines, a physical exam, first month frontline as well.
And you can't do that anywhere else.
You can't, yeah.
We were actually in there earlier looking at all the cats.
Yes.
And I found one that I loved. So, so thank you so much for being on our show today. One more time, will you say the website and your phone number?
Absolutely. The website is brunswicksheriff.com, and our phone number is 910-754-8204.
Thank you, Lieutenant Tolley, for being on our show today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And again, we are at the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, Animal Protection Services, and we'll be right back. And Denny says goodbye. We'd like to welcome our second guest on the show today. We have Amy and Dr. Anna at the Ocean Isle Beach Veterinary Hospital. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank
We've
you.
got our little, what's his name?
Bobbles.
Bobbles. Okay, we've got Bobbles with us also. So tell us a little bit about the services that you provide here.
So we're a full-service veterinarian, and we also offer some additional services such as boarding and baths and that sort of thing. We do surgery 5 to 6 days a week.
Oh, wow.
We do a lot of dental cleanings as well as other surgical procedures, and then just wellness care. And in addition, sick visits. So any animals that are having issues we see.
Okay.
So now you said when we were talking earlier that it's all small animals and exotics, correct?
Correct. We see dogs and cats mostly, but we also have a large species of animals we see. So birds to lizards to some pigs we have that come here,
gosh.
Ferrets, guinea pigs. We've seen a lot.
Goats.
Chinchillas, goats, yeah.
So basically anything other than livestock.
and your occasional pig and goat. Correct.
Right.
And so I think to the right of us is your surgery room, and then behind us is where you board the animals. Is that correct?
So this is where hospitalized patients stay, so we can keep an eye on them, and then we have boarding facilities behind us.
Okay.
So as far as boarding facilities, if I wanted to leave a dog here for the weekend, one of my two or both of my dogs for the weekend, you have somebody that comes in over the weekend and takes care of them, feeds them, lets them out? Correct?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And you're open Monday through Saturday, and you have your regular hours, but then you also have a doctor on call at all times after hours. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we now offer emergency services on weekends, after hours, just so you don't have to travel, an hour to an emergency vet, and you're comfortable with your own doctor.
That makes you all a little
So
bit unique and set to a side.
it is. It's
Nice.
a newer thing we're offering, and we've had a great response so far.
Do you have a lot of emergency surgeries around this area?
The only two emergency hospitals we have are Wilmington or Myrtle Beach, kind of South Myrtle. So we just didn't
You're
have
pretty
anything.
busy.
We can be, yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit of the history behind this facility. How long have y'all been here?
The clinic was open in 02. It was built in
Okay.
02. We bought it in 06.
Okay. And how many doctors do you have here?
We have 3 full-time doctors
Okay.
and 1 part-time.
Okay. And how many staff to help out with the animals?
Usually 2 to 3 receptionists, and then assistants and technicians 4 to 5.
Okay.
Now I noticed up front also you carry some products, as most vets do. So what kind of products do you carry for folks that can come in off of the street if they want specialized dog foods or cat foods or whatever? What do you have up there for those?
We use the Purina line, basically, but we can special order Heels, Science Diet, Royal Canin. We can special order anything that someone may need. As far as dental care or treats, we carry still Prenoline and CET.
Good. So it's spring is on us now. Fleas and ticks are a big issue. What are some things that folks need to know as far as preventative, and also if they already have the problem, obviously they got to get rid of it?
Absolutely, and in this area especially where it doesn't stay cold very long, we recommend flea prevention all year and ticks as well. And there's a lot new products that have come out. One of my favorites is Brevecto. That's a chewable flavored treat that actually lasts 12 weeks or 3 months now for fleas and ticks. And there's a lot of products out there that, topicals and orals and that sort of thing, but the most important thing is just get your patient, your dog, your cat, on a flea prevention and stay on it, because even if you lapse a week, they're going to creep back in.
Right.
Do you offer that new product here?
We do.
Okay.
We do.
Okay.
And typically the smaller dogs seems like have a harder time with the fleas and ticks that I've noticed.
We just see so many here, especially dogs. But if one dog in the household has it, then they all get it.
Right.
And so it's more of a pain to treat. Hopefully we can prevent it in most situations.
What about heartworms? That's something that's pretty prevalent too.
Heartworms are transmitted by mosquitoes, and we have tons of mosquitoes here, especially as it gets warmer. So we see a few heartworm positive dogs a week here, which is more than most of the country sees. So we offer quite a few heartworm preventions. We have oral things, we have topicals, and even an injection that'll prevent heartworms. So it's really important to get them tested negative and then start them on a prevention.
Well, I'm getting ready to start my dogs here, so we need to make sure their heartworms are right.
We do. We'll get them started.
Now, if we have an owner that just got a dog or a cat or any kind of animal, and they're not really sure what they need to do, shots or anything like that, and they come to y'all, what's, I guess, the first step that they need to do?
Sure. So call us and make an appointment, and then we always sit down and talk about things, because you're going to have diet questions, you're going to have toy questions, heartworms and fleas are definitely a question, and so then we start puppy vaccines, make sure there's no intestinal parasites, but the first visit we come in and just talk about everything and then do what's needed at that visit.
And you also do microchipping here too.
We do. So microchipping is a great way to identify pets. So if they do get lost and go to a shelter or another vet, they're scanned and gotten back with their owner. And we do that a lot of times at the same time we spay or neuter around 6 months old.
And that's a national database too, if I understand it correctly.
It's actually international.
International.
So yes.
So if your dog gets lost here in Brunswick County and ends up in South Florida, they can actually scan that dog and use the number to get it back home.
Yes.
So it's really, really nice service.
I know we talked about earlier, you partner with some of the nonprofits around here. Tell us a little bit about that and who they are.
So Pausability and then Race is a subset we have a very close relationship with. Every Wednesday we have Race Clinic where we see all their pets and kind of shut down for a few hours with appointments and just see the race animals. So
how many do you normally see on that day?
It can be anywhere from 3 to 15. So sometimes are busier than others, but we've been doing that just a few months now, and it's working out on both ends. I think. I feel like we're helping a lot of animals and getting them adopted quicker.
Absolutely.
And both of those programs are awesome. Pausability has been well, they were a nonprofit of the year 2 years ago, and this year, what was it?
Community impact, I
yes,
believe. And then one of the ladies that's very involved with Pausability, her dog is our ambassador dog through the chamber, Leo. So
we know Leo very well.
Leo is our ambassador dog.
He's our fur ambassador, yeah.
So we love to see him in the office and out in the community as well.
Amy, you want to tell us a little bit about how folks can find you guys, where you're located, a good contact number, and also how to find you on the web?
Sure. We are located at 7005 Beach Drive in Ocean Isle Beach. We're central to Sunset Beach residents and Ocean Isle Beach. Our phone number is 910-579-1002. We're on Facebook. You can look us up on Facebook, and you can also, our website is oceanileveterinaryhospital.com.
So that Facebook is probably just put in Ocean Isle Veterinary and it'll come up, right? Okay. Be sure to like them on Facebook. Check out their website. Give them a call. Bring your dogs and cats and exotics in and let them take care of them for you.
Thank you so much for being on
our show
today.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. We like to welcome our third guest on the show today, Miss Susan Colby. We are at Greenwood Pet Camp. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Well, thanks for coming by.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Our business is boarding and grooming dogs and cats. We've been in business 35 years now, working on 36. In dog years, that's probably 250 or so.
Right.
So we've been doing this a long time. We have different kinds of accommodations for different dogs. Very active dogs prefer our indoor-outdoor runs. The inside part's heated and cooled, and then they have a private patio where they can go outside. When the weather's pleasant, they can come and go at will. For our couch potatoes, we have more of an all-indoor spot. We have different kinds of beds, depending on what the dogs prefer. And those are more quiet spots. Sometimes our older dogs prefer those.
Right.
They still go out to do business, walk around in one of our exercise yards at least 3 times a day. So everybody gets plenty of exercise. It's just a matter of which accommodation is going to suit them the best. And we also have rooms specifically for cats. That's a quieter room, and they have a nice view of the outside.
And how many animals can you hold at one time here?
Well, we're comfortable with between 35 and 40.
Okay.
If a lot of animals come 2 or 3 to a family, and if they stay together in the same spot, then we can accommodate a few more.
Right. And with that section, as we were walking through and doing our tour, I noticed that those kennels or areas are a lot bigger. So if you have a family of dogs that are used to being in the same kennel, such as my dogs, they like to be together.
Oh, sure.
It works perfectly because they got plenty of space. You can put 2 or 3 beds in there or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We've had like 3 Great Danes
Oh, wow.
in some of those spots. So we have a lot of different possibilities for accommodations depending on the personality of the dog, the age, the size, and so forth. So I think we can accommodate a lot of different possibilities there with our situation.
When you have dogs and cats that come and stay here, what are some of the activities that you have for them?
Oh, activities. Well, we have playtimes, first of all. Playtimes are individualized unless the dogs come in a family group or if they're next door neighbors and are accustomed to playing with one another. And then they can go out into one of our big exercise yards. That's with a caretaker, a counselor who goes with them, throws a frisbee, encourages them to go swimming in the summertime, or just explore the neighborhood, whatever they like to do. For cats, we do cuddle time and brushing as well.
Okay.
And then we have special cuddles and crafts. Our cuddle room, crafts,
Crafts
yes.
for dogs and cats.
Crafts for dogs and cats. Cuddle sort of speaks for itself.
Right.
We have different stories like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. The dogs are real partial to that. And mostly they like to be sat and cuddled, and we'll read them a story. We also do crafts, and I'll show you a couple examples of that. These are paw prints. The dogs enjoy this, and our counselors enjoy it too. For anybody who stayed with us over Valentine's Day, they all did a Valentine craft. This is Bella's, who was out in the play yard, and this is her paw print for real. This is Sophie, who stayed with us as well.
That was so much fun.
So we do that, and for St. Patrick's Day, we'll be doing green, of course, paw prints. And we occasionally dye a dog green for St. Patrick's Day. So we do craft things as well as the cuddles.
And these crafts go home with the owners.
Oh, definitely.
And
They
those.
have magnets on them so that they can stick up on the refrigerator right next to the grandchildren's handprints. You're going to have your fur babies,
That's
paw
awesome.
prints.
That's
And it's
awesome.
fun.
And I know we were talking about earlier some of the fun things that you do during Christmas and some holidays. Tell our viewers who comes during Christmas time to visit the animals.
Okay, well, for Christmas, Santa Claus comes and serves Christmas dinner as a benefit for some organization. This past year, we did Fix a Friend, low-cost spay and neuter for animals in 3 counties. Last year, our benefit was for Brunswick County Animal Services. So we do Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's for the dogs. Roast turkey. The food is for the dogs. Roast turkey, green beans, rolls, and rice. And that is in addition to the regular food, just a spoonful. And that's a lot of fun, too.
So now I'm going to ask a quick question about that. If I've had my dog here this summer and you're having that Christmas dinner, can I bring my dog out? Or is that just for strictly for the dogs that are here?
It's on Christmas Day.
Okay, so it's just for the dogs that you're kenneling.
Just for the people that are staying.
I understand.
People are welcome to make a donation, and a lot of people do, you know, because it goes to a good cause always.
Right. And we've got a lot of great nonprofit organizations within the community that work along with animals to help with all the different things that go along with that. So it's good to be able to support them, and we appreciate you guys doing that as well.
Well, we appreciate it, and like I say, we have a good time with it.
We have a great facility around here. We were walking around earlier, and like you said before, you've got several rooms for big dogs, little dogs, cats. You have a swimming pool in the back for when it gets summertime, play area. So you've got a great facility here, and I think that sets you aside from other facilities around Brunswick County, and also you have several fun things for the animals. So
well, and we live on site,
yes,
which I think is important. We have 24/7 video monitoring, and we've been in this business a long time. I have a master's degree in biology. I teach A&P for nursing students. We have a very well-trained staff, and we feel very comfortable taking the best care possible of people's pets.
And you also offer some spa treatments and stuff like that, too.
Yes, we do. Blueberry facials, which is a neat thing, really. You know, especially for white dogs around the eyes, they get the tear stains and all, and the blueberry facial will help that. We do oatmeal scrubs and medicated baths with some massage there, so that dogs that are having problems with dry skin, we can help with that.
Awesome.
We do great comb outs, great baths.
And if anyone was interested in bringing their animal to stay here, give us the contact information for them, please, if they wanted to call you, or are you on Facebook?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and do you also have a website?
We have a website,
okay.
greenwoodpetcamp.com.
Okay.
We're on Facebook. We have phone, fax, brochures everywhere. The important thing, I think, to know about boarding is that we would need a current shot record. We require immunizations to be current for the safety of the dogs that are staying with us, as well as for newcomers coming in. So we have a boarding contract that they would need to fill out. Phone call 253-6970 or 866-PET CAMP.
Right. So that's for the folks that are out of town that might.
Sure. Or it's just easy to remember, Pet Camp.
Sure.
And it's a toll-free number anywhere in the country.
Well, Susan, thank you so much for being on our show today, and we really appreciate seeing the facility, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Okay?
Well, we appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Anytime.
We'll be right back. Wow, Tony, what a great show we had today. We went to the Animal Protection Services.
Yes.
We went to OIB Veterinary Hospital and
right.
Greenwood Pet Camp. 3 great members.
Covered everything. Get your pet, get them fixed up.
Absolutely.
And have a place for them to stay when you go on vacation.
Yes.
If you have any questions about any of these or any other chamber members, feel free to call us at 910-754-6644. And thanks for joining us today. Look forward to seeing you next month, too.
ATMC TV works hard to bring you the best in local programming for Brunswick and Columbus counties. Our goal is to provide local programming that is interesting, informative, and entertaining to the residents of our area. ATMC TV also offers all their information at atmctv.com. Find out when your favorite shows are airing, watch current ATMC TV episodes, check the local bulletins, or even submit a public service announcement about your organization. Be sure to check us out on the web at